what is missing in Indian entrepreneurship journey?
We are a nation of builders. Unfortunately, the education system that we have and the society that we have, we always been told to solve somebody else's problems.
Beyond AI, what might come?
AI is not something very scary, or AI is not something very new as well.
Weed products also fail. ఎందుకు అవ్వచ్చు అంటారు?
What makes a business a failure? What you think that you know everything is not always true. When you enter a new market, or when you try to enter a new geography or a new customer base, however big company you are, you can still fail.
I came across this banana thinking.
బనానా మనం తినడానికి మెయిన్ కారణమే దాంట్లో ఉన్న పొటాషియం. సో పొటాషియం ఈజ్ అట్ ది బాటమ్ అండ్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్స్ వీ డ్రాప్ ఇట్ ఆఫ్. సో బనానా మొత్తం తిన్నా ఆ లాస్ట్ 5% తినకపోతే ఇట్ ఇస్ ఆఫ్ నో యూస్. దీంట్లో నుంచి వాట్ వీ పిక్డ్ అగైన్ అప్లైడ్ ఫర్ బిజినెసెస్ ఇస్
How do we validate?
as far as I am concerned, running a business for me only means two things.
Every business owner has one common problem. They do everything, starting from building the product, chasing the teams, running behind the leads, and they work day and night. But still some business feels stuck. That is where today's guest become very special. Bharath Kumar. He's not just a founder. He is a kind of person when people approach him for a clarity. He's a chill, sharp, and problem-solving mindset. He solves most complex problems in a much simple way. Today we are going to decode why business fail or founders get stuck, why customers don't buy your product even your product is good, how to think clearly before making good decisions. So if you are a founder, business owner, or an entrepreneur, someone who is looking to start the business, this episode is for you. So welcome to our show, Mr. Bharath Garu. So
Thank you.
we are glad to have you here. You are from ZeroCode, am I right?
Yeah.
So can you just brief me what exactly ZeroCode do, or what అంటే మీ లైఫ్లో కానీ లేకపోతే when did you start this company?
Okay, so we started our entrepreneur journey in 2005.
Okay.
2005 లో we started our first company called Threshold Software Solutions అనే కంపెనీ స్టార్ట్ చేసాము. And it was we started with group of our friends, 5 friends, all our childhood classmates.
Okay.
Then slowly we started exploring different markets, different countries. We used to innovate a lot, at least in terms of product development. So eventually we created multiple companies. So ZeroCode, we started in 2018 and
Okay.
officially registered in 2021. ZeroCode majorly helps companies build systems without writing code, which has become the norm today.
Okay.
So, which we have started 6-7 years back.
Okay. So can you just brief me more అంటే ఒక రెగ్యులర్గా స్టార్టింగ్ స్టేజ్లో ఉన్న ఆంటర్ప్రెనర్ కానీ సో లేకపోతే స్టెబిలిటీ స్టేజ్లో ఉన్న ఆంటర్ప్రెనర్ కానీ సో హౌ టు సీ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ అంటే మీరు ఏం చేస్తున్నారు అర్థం అవ్వడం కోసం. సో దిస్ మైట్ బి మచ్ అంటే ఒక లేమ్యాన్కి అర్థం అవ్వాలంటే ఇలా చెప్తారు అనేది.
So one of our latest initiative is called GTMly.
Okay.
So which majorly helps companies on how they should be looking at markets.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have a right product and if you are not able to take it to the market, that is where we come and help.
Okay.
Okay. What it does is it will start help identify your right customer.
Okay.
Okay. రైట్ కస్టమర్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాడు, ఏం చేస్తాడు, వాడికి ఏం ఇంట్రెస్ట్లు ఉన్నాయి, వాడి ఎలాంటి విషయాల్లో మీకు ఫిట్ అవ్వగలుగుతాడు. అండ్ దెన్ ఫైనలీ వీ హెల్ప్ యూ రీచ్ దెమ్ యాజ్ వెల్. సో మీ మొత్తం గో టు మార్కెట్ స్ట్రాటజీని డిజైన్ చేస్తాము, ప్లాన్ చేస్తాము, వీ ఆల్సో సిమ్యులేట్ అండ్ దెన్ ఆపరేషనలైజ్ చేస్తాం అనమాట ఈ హోల్ ప్రాసెస్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్లైక్ రెగ్యులర్ మార్కెటింగ్ యాక్టివిటీ. వీల్ టెల్ యూ వాట్ క్యాన్ బి డన్ అండ్ వీ వర్క్ టువర్డ్స్ అన్ అవుట్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ డే 1.
ఓకే.
ఓకే. అండ్ దీంట్లో మేము ఎలా ఎంగేజ్ చేస్తాము అంటే రైట్ నౌ వి ఆర్ అబౌట్ టు లాంచ్ అవర్ ఫస్ట్ ఫండ్. సో వీ ఇన్వెస్ట్ ఇన్ టు కంపెనీస్ త్రూ దిస్ హోల్ ప్రాసెస్ అండ్ వీ టేక్ ఎన్ ఈక్విటీ ఫ్రమ్ కంపెనీస్.
Got it.
ఓకే. ఫర్ అచీవింగ్ సర్టన్ టార్గెట్స్. ఓకే. సో ఇన్ లేమన్ భాషలో చెప్పాలంటే మీ దగ్గర కరెక్ట్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఉంది అంటే విల్ హెల్ప్ యూ టేక్ ఇట్ టు ది రైట్ మార్కెట్ అండ్ ఎన్షూర్ దట్ యూ విన్.
ఓకే. సో మీకున్న ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ సిస్టమ్ అండ్ ప్రాసెస్లో పెట్టి విల్ ఆల్సో ఫైండ్ ద రైట్ ఆడియన్స్. సో మీరు ఇప్పుడు రెగ్యులర్గా వీసీస్కి కానీ లేకపోతే వాట్ దే డూ. సో ఇప్పుడు మీరు కూడా ఫండింగ్ గురించి అంటున్నారు కదా, వాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ దే డూ, వాట్ డిఫరెంట్లీ యూ ఆర్ డూయింగ్. సో యూ ఆల్సో హ్యాండ్ హోల్డింగ్ దెమ్ till it goes into the market.
సో మేము ఇప్పుడు రైట్ now అట్లీస్ట్ నెక్స్ట్ 1.5 year of our focus is between majorly for startups, majorly for companies who have who are into B2B space, who are very operationally lean గా ఉన్న కంపెనీస్.
ఓకే
ఓకే అండ్ హూ కెన్ స్కేల్ క్విక్లీ అన్న కంపెనీస్కి మాత్రమే వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాం. మేము ఐడెంటిఫై చేసిన గ్యాప్ ఎయిదర్ మీరు సీడ్ రౌండ్ రేస్ చేసి సిరీస్ ఏకి ముందు ఉన్న కంపెనీస్ని మాత్రమే బ్రిడ్జ్ చేస్తున్నాం. దట్ ఈస్ వేర్ మా రీసెర్చ్లో మేము ఐడెంటిఫై చేసిన పెద్ద గ్యాప్. కంపెనీస్ ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు రేస్ దేర్ ఫస్ట్ రౌండ్ బట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు గెట్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్. దే లాట్ ఆఫ్ కంపెనీస్ ఆర్ డైయింగ్. ఈ సీడ్ కూడా రేస్ చేయకుండా చనిపోయే వాళ్ళు చాలామంది ఉన్న కంపెనీస్ ఉన్నాయి. సీడ్ రేస్ చేయడంలో ఏమవుతుందంటే అట్లీస్ట్ యూ హ్యావ్ వ్యాలిడేటెడ్ యువర్ ప్రోడక్ట్, మీకు ఒక కస్టమర్ ఉన్నాడు, నౌ మీ ప్రోడక్ట్ కరెక్ట్ అని తెలుసు మీకు. నౌ how do we scale it, how do we take it to market is where we come and play. How are we different compared to a VC is మేము చేస్తున్న పని there are alternatives, like you can simply go and hire a marketing agency.
ఓకే
సో అడిగేదో మీరు డబ్బులు ఇస్తారు, వాళ్ళు ఎంత అయితే అంత చేస్తారు. there are no guarantees for anything. Second, you can go to incubators, accelerators. వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఉన్న నాలెడ్జ్ షేర్ చేస్తారు అండ్ దెన్ ఫర్ దట్ నాలెడ్జ్ అండ్ నెట్వర్క్ దే టేక్ సమ్ ఈక్విటీ. అగైన్ హియర్ వీ హ్యావెంట్ సీన్ ఎనీ గ్రేట్ సక్సెసెస్ ఎనీవేర్, అట్లీస్ట్ హైదరాబాద్లో చూడలేదు, చాలా ప్లేసెస్లో చూడలేదు ఇంకా. దే స్టిల్ మెచ్యూరింగ్. ది థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఇస్ సీడ్ రౌండ్ రేస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఈ ఏంజల్ ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ దే గివ్ యూ మనీ బట్ దే డోంట్ గివ్ యూ గో టు మార్కెట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్. వాట్ we are specialized, what we are good with is ఈ go to market ni మొత్తం we have mastered it out.
Okay,
we have figured out what is the right formula for companies and how they can be successful. అవి కూడా మేము ఉన్న కంపెనీస్ అన్నిటికీ చేయలేదు. we have identified few verticals, దీంట్లో ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుందని మాత్రమే చేసాం. now we would help you get this formula into your company, ensure you are successful, and we take an equity against the whole outcome. That is how we are currently operating.
Got it.
Okay. So for that, you should have a product, you should have a repeatable revenue, you should at least have 1 or 2 customers. Most importantly, you should be operationally light. అంటే రేపు ఒక 100 మంది కస్టమర్లు వస్తే మళ్ళీ నేను ఒక పెద్ద ప్లాంట్ పెట్టాలి, దానికి డబ్బులు కావాలి అంటే అట్లాంటి బిజినెస్ జోలికి మేము ఇప్పుడు వెళ్ళట్లేదు.
Got it.
Whether it is right or wrong, we are not talking. That is not something that it is fit for us.
Got it. So what is missing in Indian entrepreneurship journey?
మేము దీనికి we did a good amount of thesis on this.
Okay.
So we've been ఈ GTMly అని స్టార్ట్ చేసిన దానికి కారణం కూడా the same question that you have asked.
Okay.
We are a nation of builders. So మనం unfortunately the education system that we have and the society that we have comes with a lot of constraints. So we always been told to solve somebody else problems.
Okay.
సో ఈరోజు ప్రాబ్లీ ఫ్యూ వీక్స్ బ్యాక్ ఆంథ్రోపిక్ ఒక కంపెనీ, ఒక ఏఐ కంపెనీకి ఉన్న వాల్యుయేషన్ ఈజ్ మచ్ లార్జర్ దాన్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ అవర్ టాప్ 5 ఐటీ కంపెనీస్.
Like big 4, big 5, what is
Big 4, big 5. Okay. Reason being is very simple. We always been told to solve somebody else's problems.
Okay.
We were never told to identify a problem where we can build a business around.
Okay.
ఓకే, అలా బిజినెస్లో బిల్డ్ చేసిన వాళ్ళే పెద్ద కంపెనీస్గా గ్రో అయ్యారు. వాట్ వీ కెన్ సీ యాజ్ వెల్. పెద్దదా చిన్నదా అని పక్కన పెడితే దే మేడ్ ఎనఫ్ ఇన్ రోడ్స్. ఓకే, వి ఇన్ ఇండియా వి సర్వ్ గ్లోబల్ మార్కెట్స్, వి క్యాటర్ టు గ్లోబల్ మార్కెట్స్, బట్ వీ నెవర్ బిల్ట్ యాజ్ అ సర్వీస్.
Okay.
వీ నెవర్ బిల్ట్ ఎనీథింగ్ విచ్ వుడ్ సాల్వ్ ఆర్ బిల్డ్ ఎనఫ్ బిజినెస్ ఫర్ అస్. సో మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫౌండర్స్ మీటూ సిండ్రోమ్ ఇండియాలో ఎక్కువ చూస్తాము. ఆ మీటూ సిండ్రోమ్ రావడానికి కారణం ఏమంటే యాజ్ అ సొసైటీ వీఆర్ స్కేర్డ్ ఆఫ్ ఫెయిల్యూర్.
ఓకే.
సో నేను ఇప్పుడు యుఎస్ లాంటి మార్కెట్లో వెళ్ళి ఇఫ్ ఐ సే ఐ ఫెయిల్డ్ 4 times, ఇన్వెస్టర్ ఇస్ హ్యాపీ టు గివ్ యూ మోర్ మనీ.
ఓకే.
బట్ దిస్ ఇస్ అక్రాస్. నేను ఇప్పుడు ఇదే యూరోప్లో వెళ్తే ఇండియాలో ఎలా ఉందో అలానే ఉంటుంది యూరోప్ కూడా.
Got it.
బట్ ఇండియాలో ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఎ ఫెయిల్యూర్ దెన్ యు ఆర్ ఎ బ్యాగేజ్ టు సొసైటీ అన్నట్లు ఫీల్ అవుతున్న సొసైటీ. ఇట్ హస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్డ్ ఎ లిటిల్ బట్ వీ హ్యావ్ మచ్ వీ నీడ్ టు మూవ్ లాట్ మోర్ ఫార్వర్డ్ టు రియలీ అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్ హోల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్. సో most being able to identify that one single problem which can help you build a much bigger business is what is seriously missing. వాడు ఎవడో చేస్తున్నాడు, నేను కూడా అదే చేస్తాను అన్న ఫీలింగ్ నుంచి అండ్ సర్వీసెస్ ఫీలింగ్ నుంచి పోగలితే we can see some companies.
So what exactly we are and Indian mindset on problem? So are we more logical or more emotional? So
I mean, I don't say నా వరకు bottom line is our risk taking ability is limited compared to other markets.
okay
So bottom line నాకు అదే కనిపిస్తుంది ప్రతిసారి. Every time we see most of the routine businesses.
okay
Even if somebody want to try something new, they are not willing to go all out and do that.
got it. So there's always some mindset, so which I used to listen from a lot of people. So చాలా మంది ఏమైనా స్టార్ట్ చేయాలనుకుంటే బిజినెస్ చేస్తూ ఈవినింగ్ 1 hour లేకపోతే కుదిరినప్పుడు చేయడం కానీ. సో నో వన్ విల్ రిస్క్ their life or at least come all in at a time and try something big. సో మేబీ సో మనకు ఇక్కడ ఉన్న ఇండియన్ కల్చర్ సిస్టంలో కానీ సో వీ యూస్ టు బీ యూ బెటర్గా చదవండి, సో దెన్ డూ బెటర్ జాబ్, దెన్ యూ సీ సంథింగ్ ఆఫ్టర్ మ్యారేజ్ ఆర్ ఆఫ్టర్ సెటిల్మెంట్. సో మనం ఇలా చూస్తున్నా కానీ విల్ గో బ్యాక్ టు అరౌండ్ 35-40 years ఆఫ్ ఏజ్. బట్ యాజ్ పర్ మై అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ కంట్రీస్ దే మైట్ స్టార్ట్ వెరీ ఎర్లీ. ఇఫ్ యూ సీ మార్క్ the Facebook, he started by 22 he is established. What I mean, so that is not there in Indian culture or maybe in our system. So this should be changed. Maybe ఇప్పుడున్న ఏ ఎవల్యూషన్లో కానీ లేకపోతే మేబీ ఈ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ right now I see there are a lot of things happening, maybe alternate education system వల్ల కానీ. సో that might come. Most of the people in India, so ఇప్పుడు to continuation for the previous topic, they will wait for the right time. Maybe నేను ఒక 20-30 lakhs సేవ్ చేసిన తర్వాత నా జాబ్లో నుండి సమ్ ఎక్స్ అమౌంట్ సేవ్ చేసిన తర్వాత, ఇఫ్ నాట్ ఇల్లు కొన్న తర్వాత, ఇది చేసిన తర్వాత, అది చేసిన తర్వాత దే మేబీ వెయిట్ ఫర్ ద రైట్ టైం. బట్ ఆంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్షిప్ జర్నీ is not right. So you should be prepared enough what I say, and most of the time you should start somewhere for sure. So there is no right time or ముహూర్తం కానీ ఇలాంటిది ఏది కూడా ఉండదు. So this is what I believe or what I think exactly. So what is happening with AI?
AI is not something very scary, or AI is not something very new as well.
Okay.
It has went through its own due diligence for the last 50-60 years, and now it is in the 5th or 6th revolution. And fortunately or unfortunately, unlike construction industry, the whole technology industry is very nascent.
Okay.
So probably you can Mesopotamian or Babylonian civilization, there is some construction happened. There's a lot of rules, there are a lot of procedures, a lot of things that are established. IT is still a very young baby, and first time we are looking at an automation which got into the industry itself.
Got it.
That is how I look at AI today. And దీంట్లో కూడా there were a lot of things. First, when in the earlier days when we used to code assembly language program, zeros and ones లో రాసేవాళ్ళు.
Okay.
అక్కడి నుంచి కంపైలర్ అన్న ఒక ఇది తీసుకొస్తే పీపుల్ వేర్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ లిటిల్ స్కేర్డ్. ఓకే, విల్ దిస్ కంపైలర్ హెల్ప్ మీ డూ దిస్ ఆర్ నాట్ అని చూసేవాళ్ళు. అక్కడి నుంచి టు వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టుడే, జావాస్ ఆఫ్ ద వరల్డ్ is significantly different in terms of amount of code that I can write, amount of applications that I can automate. See, దీనికి next level, probably this is lot more exponential.
Got it.
Okay. So what time, it is still automating the industry as such. If this industry gets automated, the amount of benefit it can provide is enormous.
Got it.
Because ee rojuti kuda we only cater to 9-10% of global need. There's still a lot more that needs to be done.
Okay. So how old is this industry? Software, if you talk.
Software, probably it's about 60 years old.
60 years old. So we can see this as an AI is one of a revolution which happened like మనకి ఇంతకుముందు civilizations-లో ఎలా అయితే జరిగిందో. So this is one of the revolution which might happen. So right now I see there are like multiple ఇంకా beyond AI what might come.
So there's a pipeline right now. People are talking about one AI tarvata, next is AGI, artificial generative intelligence, which will be almost think like a human.
Okay.
And then we are talking about ASI, artificial super intelligence, which can surpass human intelligence.
Okay.
These are there in pipeline. Some people are talking that this is already there. So now the whole game has shifted more in terms of who can build the best brain.
Okay.
Using chips, using power, using water.
Who can play better?
This has become the game now.
Yeah.
Okay, so $4.2 trillion that went into AI infrastructure in the last 2 years. It has significantly went into hardware. Okay.
Good.
So Anthropic, if you look at players, Anthropic has a lot of restrictions in terms of usage because they didn't bought the enough hardware.
Yeah.
Even though they have the best model, they have not brought the enough hardware. So where this will land up, we need to see in the next 1-2 years. Will this be purely hardware game? Will this be that will eventually become a software game? But till then, who will win is what.
So ఇప్పుడు the more chips you have, the bigger company you will become. Something like that.
That is the intent right now. That is why Nvidia's valuation is so high today.
So I see it. So I saw I'm just going through one company's investment. So while companies invest చేస్తే instead of, because they don't have funds maybe, so ఎన్విడియాతో ఫండింగ్ తెచ్చుకొని ఎన్విడియా దగ్గరనే చిప్స్ కొంటారు. సంథింగ్ ఇస్ డన్.
So they all the 5 companies, the top 5 companies right now, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, OpenAI, Anthropic. Then there's a company called Broadcom, AMD, Intel. The money is being circulated between these companies.
Got it.
And each day the valuations are surpassing. So Nvidia invests into OpenAI use that money to buy the chips. ఇది ఒక సర్కిల్ కాదు, చాలా సర్కిల్స్ క్రియేట్ అయిపోయినాయి.
Okay, got it.
Industry is speculating when the bubble will burst. We have to wait and see what will happen. But this is not going to be as bad as the financial crisis that we had or other crises that we had, because there's a lot of private money here.
Okay.
And now countries are willing to take that risk, saying that if I miss the bus now, I might not be able to get it next time.
Good.
So countries like UAE was investing close to $1.5 to $2 trillion just to build their brain.
సో నేను మీ గురించి తెలుసుకుంటున్నప్పుడు, సో ఐ కేమ్ త్రూ అక్రాస్ వన్ బుక్ కాల్డ్ ఐడియా గ్యాంగ్. కెన్ జస్ట్ బ్రీఫ్ మీ హౌ డిడ్ యూ అచీవ్ దట్? సో ఇట్స్ అన్ క్రేజీ. సో నేను చూసిన దాంట్లో ఐ రీడ్ లాట్ మోర్ బుక్స్. సో ఐ సా the beautiful concepts, which would be around 50 concepts, I guess.
Yeah.
And so how did you achieve that, or why did you get into such, I mean, many authors think it in a different way.
I agree.
So but how did you get there?
So first of all, this is not single authored book. So
Okay.
there are 5 authors in this book. The book is called Figure It Out.
Okay.
So the whole intent was again, mana interest levels and reading behavior has been changing drastically, and then if we have to give something back to entrepreneur society, we thought this is a very good way of providing them some significant knowledge and also establishing our authority of what we understand.
Okay.
So there are wide range of topics in this book. So every topic is a book. First of all, a book jadan maku, it took us about 4.5 years to get this book. Even just to decide what topics it should have, it took us about 6 months.
Okay.
Topics like starting from exitpreneur to banana thinking, watermelon theory, death by perfection. All of these are very, very known knowledge, but we don't apply them on a daily basis. So we wanted this book to act as a guiding tool for entrepreneurs to see how they should look at future, how they should look at business. So maaku consistent ga maaku ochina question emi ante, every time we start something new, as we spoke at the beginning, people with their traditional knowledge, they will judge.
True.
ఇది తప్పేమో, ఇది వర్కౌట్ అవ్వదేమో అన్న ఒక జనరల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. ఓకే, కానీ మేము వి గో అగైనెస్ట్ ఇట్ అండ్ వీ డూ ఇట్. because we think that there is a value in it. But a lot of entrepreneurs don't do it because they think, okay, the old guy has a lot more knowledge, or the guy in the industry has a lot more knowledge.
Okay.
But unfortunately, they don't belong to a tribe where you belong to.
Okay.
Our
True.
important objective with the book was we have put together 300 companies, small case studies across 50 topics, to show every entrepreneur that how companies think differently. Whether they succeed, whether they fail, that's a different story. So that you can belong to the tribe. When you put together your concept and you narrate it in a language that people can understand. We are working on a policy for Government of India on something very different. Okay. So వాళ్ళకి గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియాలో సెక్రటరీ లెవెల్ వాళ్ళకి కూడా we have to tell them, okay, ఈ పాలసీ ఇలాంటి సిమిలర్ పాలసీ, ఇలాంటి సిమిలర్ వర్క్ అని చెప్పితే దే రిలేట్ బెటర్ అండ్ దెన్ దే యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్. ఈరోజు ఆ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ మనం చేయలేకపోవడం వల్ల, ఆ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ తెలియకపోవడం వల్ల, ఓకే, యూ థింక్ యు ఆర్ ద న్యూ గై. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ ఇఫ్ యూ థింక్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ ద న్యూ గై and there already somebody did this, then that will really help you. So that is the whole intent of this book. Okay, it gives you 50 different dimensions on how you can, these are like a checklist or a barometer for you to validate your idea. Okay, do I have a plan to exit? Can I solve my problems with banana thinking? Am I looking at my markets using watermelon theory? These are things that has been mentioned there.
So I found this interesting. So when lions find it difficult to hunt, so after reading this concept, I went crazy. Okay, so is this also, I came across this in this topic. You spoke about zebra, and I have one good maybe example or joke related to this. So many people think that so zebra is the oldest animal. So there's a famous saying. So చిన్న పిల్లలు మాట్లాడుకున్నప్పుడు చెప్తారు కదా. So if you see which is the oldest animal, they said zebra. Why? Because it is still in the white and black. So I'm just reading thoroughly into it. So can you just elaborate me this concept?
Okay, so the whole idea is lion is the king of the jungle, and one of the difficult animal to hunt is zebra.
Okay.
Because zebras always go in a herd. అది ఒక గ్రూప్ గానే వెళ్తాయి ఎప్పుడు. అండ్ the black body with the white stripes creates an illusion. It doesn't know where the head is and where the tail is.
True.
ఆ illusion వల్ల it cannot hunt a zebra. So how we related back to a business world is, what you think that you know everything is not always true. Okay, when you enter a new market, or when you try to enter a new geography or a new customer base, however big company you are, you can still fail without understanding it properly. And this is proved multiple times. And probably Ford is such a large company in the entire history, American history. Ford is a very important company. They at least they are not there in India right now.
True.
For
after EcoSport, I don't see any good car.
For various reasons.
Okay,
for various reasons. And I can give you half a dozen examples like that, where companies tried entering a market, and then without understanding them, they thought, okay, since we have served much larger markets, we can win in China, we can win in India. But no, sorry, we are different.
So after this, I came across this banana thinking. So most of the time, so can just tell in your language.
Okay. So again, as you rightly mentioned, idi memo we picked it up from nature. So we eat bananas from the top. Pine nunchi tintam banana, but monkeys eat banana from the bottom.
Okay.
Reason being, banana మనం తినడానికి మెయిన్ కారణమే దాంట్లో ఉన్న పొటాషియం.
Okay.
So potassium is at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. And most of the times we drop it off. So banana మొత్తం తిన్నా ఆ లాస్ట్ 5% తినకపోతే it is of no use.
Okay.
So which దీంట్లో నుంచి what we picked, again applied for businesses, is most of the times you come across problems which you cannot solve.
Okay.
In one direction. So reverse it, and then you can start solving them much better.
Got it.
Okay. So, for example, if you want to build a business, you want to build a successful business, the very first question that we should ask is, what makes a business a failure? Okay. How can you, if you can list down 5 things which you can observe, ఎందుకంటే మనం కంప్లైంట్ చేయడం చాలా ఈజీ, ఈ బిజినెస్ ఎందుకు ఫెయిల్యూర్, ఈ బిజినెస్ ఎందుకు ఫెయిల్యూర్ అని. సో ఇఫ్ యూ స్టార్ట్ అవాయిడింగ్ దెమ్, దట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఇస్ ఎ బిగ్ విన్. If you want to be productive, same thing. Avoid things which are wasting most of your time. Then you will obviously become productive. So that's the whole idea of reverse thinking. The industry standard term is called reverse thinking. So we've used it as banana
thinking. Great.
So you can apply it to anything.
Anything. So I came across through this topic called the pit stop. So mostly, so can you just elaborate and
Yeah.
me language? Yeah.
So one of the world's fastest game is Formula 1. Formula 1,
yes.
Okay, F1 is probably the fastest game that we can see. It tests limits of everything, speed, human capability, except for going to a Mars ko, లేకపోతే outer space ko దానికన్నా చాలా endurance కావాల్సిన ఒక game within a very short span is Formula 1. And every time they need to recharge, they just come and do a pit stop and they recharge themselves. So it used to take a lot of time. In the book that what we mentioned was for which team? It was for Red Bull team, which gave a record time to do a pit stop. Okay. Why pit stop is required is so that you can change everything. You can restart. You can take that break. Okay. Entrepreneurs, when we go and talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, everybody is so busy. Everybody is so busy that they really అందరూ పరుగుల్లోనే ఉంటారు.
Okay.
They don't stop. They don't really look at it. They understand what is really happening.
Okay. And I also came across this topic called Driverless Company. So many people is scared of this concept, maybe. So Driverless Company, as per my understanding, so it's like ఒక లీడర్ లేని కంపెనీ, or it's like leader CEO లేకుండా. So it should be something like that, right?
Okay. And probably when we wrote, it was a lot more scary for a lot of companies. But today it is, we are able to see companies, humanless companies. Forget about driverless companies. We are seeing humanless companies now.
Okay.
So the whole idea of driverless company is, again, for busy founders, this is one typical question that we ask them. If I take you out of business for 6 months, will your business exist or not?
Got it.
Okay, so that's a bottom line. What it actually means is there is so much knowledge that is inside this founder's brain that without them, their company cannot run.
Okay.
They think that's a great advantage, but that's a bottleneck for the company. If you are an individual employee, that is fine, but if you are running an organization, that is not acceptable. Okay. So the whole idea of driverless companies is to enable them from a process standpoint, from a system standpoint, that they can run independently.
Okay.
Okay. ఈరోజు very wrong example, but if Iran is able to tolerate this whole war is because of something called as their military group called IRGC, Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. So they built the whole system so brilliantly that this whole military organization is decentralized. And they are now getting paid in oil, not in cash.
Okay.
And they have, every time they'll have 3 leaders. If they get killed, they'll have another 3 leaders to manage. Okay. They have everything charted and they can fight for a much longer time. Okay. So we should establish, mari anta extreme ki kaakapoyina, you should establish something that you can take a break for a week and still your company runs.
True.
Okay. So running, end of the day, after 5-6 years, you look back and you say, okay, you have not achieved anything.
You lost yourself somewhere.
Exactly.
I came across this concept called curl concept. So can you just explain how did you correlate with this current trend or current business?
Okay. So probably a curl shot is a very famous shot in soccer that needs to be executed with highest perfection at the right time to get the goal. Okay. And for somebody to execute such a shot, it is not just about the right time, but you need to is you need to have a lot more discipline. As you rightly mentioned, మీరు చెప్పినట్టు అథ్లెట్స్కి ఉన్న ఒక వన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఇస్ దే నో ది టైమ్, దే నో వెన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ గేమ్ ఇస్ కమింగ్, దే నో వెన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఛాంపియన్షిప్ ఇస్ కమింగ్, సో దే నో హౌ మచ్ టైమ్ దే హ్యావ్, దే ప్రిపేర్ ఫర్ దట్. Entrepreneurship is not like that. You start a company and you don't know when the right time is. But if you really look at it, if you ask somebody who has run companies for 15-20 years, they'll tell you how many cycles that they went through. Okay, every 2 years, every 3 years, you will see a cycle.
True.
If you are able to encash on that opportunity, you will get to the next stage. For you to encash on that opportunity, you need to be prepared. నేను వచ్చినప్పుడు ప్రిపేర్ అవుతాను, అయిపోయిన తర్వాత అయిపోయింది అని ఫీల్ అవుతాను అంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు హెల్ప్. సో బీయింగ్ వెరీ డిసిప్లైన్డ్ అట్ వాట్ యూ డూ, బీయింగ్ ఏబుల్ టు కాన్స్టెంట్లీ, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఫీల్డ్ యూ ఆర్ ఇన్, బీయింగ్ ఏబుల్ టు కాన్స్టెంట్లీ లెర్న్ వాట్ ఈస్ రియలీ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఇన్ ద ఇండస్ట్రీ. అండ్ టుడే ఈ కరెంట్ సినారియో, అట్లీస్ట్ లాస్ట్ 4-5 years, being well versed with your industry alone is not going to help.
Okay.
You need to understand what geopolitics is happening around the world. What are the other systems that are affecting your industry? What kind of competitors are coming up? What kind of new things that you can buy from different industries altogether? ఈ అంత ప్రిపరేషన్ కాన్స్టెంట్గా కన్సిస్టెంట్గా ఉండగలిగితే, when you get an opportunity, you can execute something like that. For this to happen, first you have to say, I'm not busy. I can allocate some time. I can track what I'm doing.
Okay.
So this is not something that I'm saying. This has been proven time and again with a lot of people. Whoever has become super successful, they've spent time to figure out what they've done is good or bad and how to improve on it.
Okay. So if let us understand, many people think or many founders think that మన దగ్గర రైట్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఉంటే so we can go to any extent. But I don't think it may be the right mindset. So as per you, if how to identify that or else how to see it, అంటే మనం ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ని తీసుకున్నాం, let us understand if you take some cosmetic product, so if you take any fairness cream or something like that, so how do you start? సో మనకి ఇప్పుడు మన ఇండియన్ ట్రెడిషనల్స్లో నౌ డేస్ ఇట్స్ ట్రెండింగ్ అలాట్. సో ఇప్పుడు ఉన్న ఇండియన్ ట్రెడిషన్లో మనం ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ని ఎవల్యూషన్లోకి తీసుకొచ్చాం. సో ఆ ప్రోడక్ట్ని మనము ఎలా స్కేల్ చేయగలము, ప్రోడక్ట్ కరెక్టా కాదని హీఈస్ బిలీవింగ్, ఓన్లీ ఫౌండర్ ఈస్ బిలీవింగ్ దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రైట్. హౌ డూ వీ వ్యాలిడేట్ అండ్ how what are the next steps?
First, we are scared to launch the product because it is lacking something. Second, we even if we launch, we have something called a secret marketing. we don't market those products good enough. We believe ఎవడో కాంపిటీటర్ కాపీ చేస్తాడనో, మనకు సత్తా లేదనో రీజన్స్ వల్ల we don't take them to the market. So in today's context, in today's world, it is important for us not to build the products but rather to understand whether will this fly or not.
So understanding the market,
understanding the problem, దానికి చాలా స్ట్రక్చర్డ్ వర్క్స్ చేసి ఉన్నారు. There is something called as outcome driven innovation, there is something called as jobs to be done, why people buy something, why people hate to use certain details.
Got it.
It is not just about using the product alone. How do you manage the product? How do you dismantle the product? How do you recycle the product? There are a lot of stages beyond purchase as well. చాలా కంపెనీస్ వాడు అమ్మేస్తే వాడు పని అయిపోయింది అనుకుని వెళ్ళిపోతాడు. But how do you offer a support? How do you ensure that this product can be recycled later? So అన్న స్టేజెస్ వరకు అర్థం చేసుకోకపోతే you won't be able to build that right product. So instead of spending a few crores and building a product, you spend a few lakhs, do a proper basic pilots, talk to real customers, and whoever is building, they need to be involved in the first place.
Good.
You go talk to customers, toil around, be on the ground. That will give you a lot more visibility into what you're building is right or wrong. Okay, there are a lot of people who might not believe in what you do, but if you're able to solve the right problem, I guess there's
Great products also fail. ఎందుకు అవ్వచ్చు అంటారు?
ఇప్పుడు ఈ లేటెస్ట్ ఏఐ వరల్డ్లో వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ అన్ ఓల్డ్ టర్మ్. Companies fail because of one simple rule called distribution.
Okay. No. Distribution is
Distribution, whatever that you're building, if you don't establish enough channels that will help you to distribute your product to end customer, help you to reach your end customer, then your products are going to fail.
Okay.
Building, first you do an MVP, find out that there are few customers, great. As a founder, you will already have connections. Maybe ఒక 10 customers కూడా పట్టుకొచ్చుకుంటారు మీరు. You'll make some money. But beyond 10, without a right distribution, without a right go-to-market strategy, it is difficult. It is not that you will die, but it actually means that you are not going to grow.
You might survive, but you're not able to scale or stabilize.
Exactly.
Got it. So you should see more number of sources towards generating more revenue and keep evolution of your product or service, something like that.
As far as I'm concerned, running a business for me only means two things. Finding the right problem.
Okay.
Finding the optimal number of customers. Which will make my business beneficial to
Got
run.
it.
Okay. These are three things that I would keep in mind. నేను ఊర్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరినీ సర్వ్ చేయాలి అని స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే మాత్రం ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్, బికాస్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ సాల్వింగ్ ఎనీబడీస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్, యు ఆర్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు మేక్ మనీ అండ్ యూ కెనాట్ రీచ్ ఆల్ ద కస్టమర్స్.
Got it. So until you make enough money, you will not able to keep it back. Again, it's a
Enough. The bottom line is optimal number of customers.
Yep.
Okay. Your capacity is only to serve 50 customers. You make sure you only serve 50 customers, be beneficial. Be profitable.
Got it.
Okay. So అది లేకుండా ఆడ కస్టమర్స్ వస్తున్నారు కదా అని యూ డోంట్ అండర్ కట్ యువర్ ప్రైస్ అండ్ దెన్ యూ బ్లీడ్.
Got it.
అండ్ దట్ ఇస్ వెరీ హైలీ కామన్ ఇన్ ఇండియా.
Got it. So how do any good company or good founders look like? So how would be their operational? So as we are more talking about SOPs or something like that. So how would any good company look like?
This is not just a problem with the founder companies. These are problems with societies and countries as well. So we are very small. Okay. All you can do is, you cannot plan everything.
Got it.
But you can prepare yourselves.
Preparation.
Okay. Saying you accept whatever comes in. You are ready to evaluate it. What you did, especially product design law, it can be for any physical products. Companies which survive for a very long time is either they come up with a design which can last for few generations, or they constantly evolve themselves. ఈరోజు ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ నేను డిజైన్ చేశాను, ఫ్యాక్టరీ అంతా సెటప్ చేశాను, ఐఎమ్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు చేంజ్ మై ప్రోడక్ట్ అంటే ఇట్ మైట్ నాట్ వర్క్.
Yep.
Based on the customer feedback, constantly, what is that you would evolve. Okay. ఈరోజు as we speak today, we have a new trend of companies called AI native companies. These are very different from SaaS companies, and the way that they are growing is tremendous. And this is right now we are able to see clearly in technology.
Yeah.
We have to see how it affects the other businesses. ఈ ఏఐ నేటివ్ కంపెనీస్కి సాస్ కంపెనీస్కి ఉన్న అతి పెద్ద డిఫరెన్సెస్, ఏఐ నేటివ్ కంపెనీస్ గెట్ ఎ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఆన్ ఏ డైలీ బేసిస్ అండ్ దెన్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ దెమ్ అండ్ రిలీజ్ ది నెక్స్ట్ ప్రోడక్ట్ నెక్స్ట్ వీక్. సాస్ కంపెనీస్ గెట్ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ వన్స్ ఇన్ 3 months and then release once in 6 months. Okay. So having a continuous feedback itself will help you. So me coming back to your question, you can only think for 6 months. That's absolutely ట్రూ అండ్ యూ డోంట్ నీడ్ టు యాజ్ వెల్. నేను 20 సంవత్సరాల తర్వాత ఎలా ఉంటుందని ఈరోజు ఆలోచించాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు కూడా. నేను నెక్స్ట్ 3 నెలలు ఈ పనే చేస్తాను, ఈ 3 నెలల తర్వాత నాకైనా చేంజ్ వచ్చిందా, ఐఎమ్ విల్లింగ్ టు యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇఫ్ దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు వర్క్ అండ్ దెన్ ఇంప్రూవ్ ఆన్ ఇట్. ఆ మైండ్ సెట్ ఉంటే దట్ విల్ టేక్ అస్ ఫార్వర్డ్.
Got it.
Rather than being very, very rigid.
So what would be the major difference between a regular marketing and a go-to marketing strategy or something?
This is probably, how would I put it? A go-to-market అన్న దాంట్లో 3 పీసెస్ ఉంటాయి.
ఓకే.
చాలా కంపెనీస్కి ఇండియాలో గ్లోబల్గా కూడా చాలా కంపెనీస్కి మార్కెటింగ్ అండ్ సేల్స్ అన్న దానికి డిఫరెన్స్ తెలియదు.
ఓకే.
So there is no line between what is marketing, what is sales. So you hire a guy and you tell him, okay, you are doing marketing, which also means that you have to talk to customers.
Got it.
So that's the expectation. Probably I've done that in the past as well. So go to market comprises of 3 components: marketing, sales, and customer success.
Got it.
Okay. These 3 areas, how they need to be stitched together. Okay. What kind of process needs to be followed? How do you, starting from identifying what we call as ideal customer profile.
Got it.
Okay. So ఈ ప్రోడక్ట్కి ఎవరు రైట్ ఫిట్ కస్టమర్? లెట్స్ సే యువర్ if I have to take a construction industry, somebody building villas, they would say, okay, my customer is somebody who has a net worth of 50 crores and above. But not everybody with 50 crores and above are willing to buy a new property now.
True.
Okay. What kind of signals do we really need to see to figure out who has that intent right now to buy this product?
Yeah.
Okay. So, ila signal identification antam. Then to methodically do across the stages, and the customer, whether you like it or not, when especially in B2B, by the time they reach out to a company, they would have done a lot of research. And with this AI, they can do a lot more.
Okay.
So they would have done a lot of research. They would have tried out few things by the time they come to you. So you need to be very careful in terms of how you answer them, what you answer them. For irrespective of the size of the company, every company looks at trust as one big variable on how they evaluate a company. Can I go with this company? Can I trust this company?
Yeah.
Money doesn't come in the first place. Okay. Am I comfortable using their product? So how do you provide all that information so that they can be a lot more comfortable? This is all part of sales process. Okay.
True.
Once you are sold the product, how do you onboard the customer? How do you constantly ensure that he is getting benefited from your product? And how do you expand this customer to some of your other offerings? The whole process is what we call as go-to-market. Starting from identifying a customer to reaching out to channels, building the trust, onboarding, to everything. Except for operational process, this is what go-to-market stands for.
Got it.
And we typically enable this whole thing with our company called GTMly.
Got it.
So where we use a lot of technology, a lot of tools, a lot of frameworks to cover this process end to end, predominantly for B2B companies.
So your company worked with different countries too. So and I see one pattern differently, because like most companies, when they wanted to do some foreign, or it's like when they wanted to go globally, they'll try to go to English speaking countries, or maybe something like that, known countries, or wherever we have contacts. But why did you do it differently, and what would be the strategy?
And there are a couple of reasons for it. So we never wanted to be grouped under the Me Too syndrome.
Okay.
US market explore చేయలేదా అంటే చేసాము. Unfortunately, there was no merit. We haven't seen any merit for the work that we delivered.
Got it.
ఇంకో ఇండియన్ కంపెనీ నా లాగానే ఉన్నది. సో వీ వాంటెడ్ టు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ప్లేసెస్ వేర్ దెర్ ఆర్ నో ఇండియన్ కంపెనీస్ ఆర్ వెరీ ఫ్యూ ఇండియన్ కంపెనీస్, సో దట్ వీ కెన్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ అవర్ ఎడ్జ్ దేర్. Say for example, Latin America we've explored a lot, Central Asia we've explored, Africa we made good amount of inroads. So వీటిలోకి ఇండియన్ కంపెనీస్ ఎందుకు వెళ్ళవు అంటే ద మార్కెట్స్ ఆర్ స్మాలర్, ది కల్చర్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్, లాంగ్వేజ్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్. బట్ వీ ఫౌండ్ దోస్ ఛాలెంజెస్ టు బీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్. ఇఫ్ వీ ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు క్రాక్ దోస్ మార్కెట్స్, వీ క్యాన్ బీ దట్ యునీక్ ప్లేయర్ అన్న ఒక దానికోసం
చేసే ప్రాసెస్లోనే స్టార్ట్ చేసింది అనమాట. వెన్ we started this as a consortium of companies. We were a bunch of companies together. We started exploring Latin American market, but over a period of time మిగతా వాళ్ళు they fizzled out. We stuck to it and then we move forward. దీంట్లో మాకు కూడా చాలా ఛాలెంజెస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ లైక్ ఎంటరింగ్ ఎ న్యూ మార్కెట్ as easier, but we had that strong gut feeling saying that okay, all you need is a passport, a visa and a flight ticket to go and get the customers there. See, once you, for everything there's a first stepping stone కదా. అలానే చాలా కంపెనీస్ చాలా కంట్రీస్కి కూడా జరిగింది. when I first landed in Colombia, నా ఫోన్ కూడా పని చేయలేదు. పార్ట్నర్ ఎట్లుంటాడో తెలియదు, వాడికి ఇంగ్లీష్ అంతంత మాత్రమే వచ్చు. సో we had quite a lot of challenges. But we were happy to accept them and we were kind of prepared, saying that okay, these are things that are going to come, let's go ahead and face it.
So far how many countries you are open?
So we worked in about 28 countries. So we explored a lot more countries. We had customers in 28 countries across Africa, across Central Asia, Latin America, apart from US, Europe.
So in your point of view, what is difficult? Is it building a product or is like staying along with the product till it gets succeed?
Building a right product.
Okay.
It is not building a product, any product.
Okay.
Building a right product which is solving right problem, customer's most important pain point.
Got it.
And which can help you make enough profitable business.
Got it.
That is for me is where the success lies. And being able to take it to the market. These are things which product development is no hard job.
Got it.
Any industry, you take construction industry, you take interiors, anybody can build a product. Maybe here and there they'll figure out something, at least mediocre product they'll be able to build. But a product which customers can value and industry can value is difficult. And then once you build that, taking it to market is another big challenge.
Building a right product and staying it with till it gets proper marketed, something.
Till is where the question is.
Yeah.
So if you want to avoid the till, rather you do exercise, figure out what sells now.
Okay.
Otherwise it becomes your hobby project. It stays with you for a while.
Got it.
Okay. లైఫే చూడదన్న ప్రోడక్ట్లో ప్రాబ్లం ఏమైపోతుంది అంటే you build something for future, it might or might not see light.
Got it.
You might not enjoy, keep doing it with a rigor. It is not research. Running a business is not research for me.
True.
Okay, I've done enough of research building products for future which nobody buys.
Exiting from business is also very important. But when will you know that this is the right time for exit?
So we have a lot of wrong examples that have been set, starting from BlackBerry to Kodak to Nokia's of the world. And they are known examples, and there are hundreds and probably thousands of examples that you can see around. People not able to figure out when to pivot from the current one to the next one. Okay. So when most of the businesses, growth is all with 4-5 patterns only. Okay. Most common is bell curve, where you go to the top and then you go down.
Yeah, bell curve. Yeah.
Okay. Then there is something called S curve.
Yeah.
Okay. Where you keep growing and it will plateau, but the plateau is not like you're going down. It'll remain there. Okay. It's like S curve. Companies like Amazon, Google, they all follow S curve. And the companies which figured out that they're going to lose this market and they'll figure out another S curve.
Okay.
So దీని కోసం రీసెర్చ్ కంటిన్యూస్గా R&D పైన పెట్టే కంపెనీస్ చాలా ఉన్నాయి. And there are few good companies where they have decided to move out of that entire industry at all. From as soon as they figured out that okay, మనం దీనికన్నా ఎక్కువ పైన వెళ్ళలేము, at least they know that they're going to the peak in the next 2 years. They've started working on the next big idea. Okay. Any damn idea has only a certain validity. Okay. And things will evolve, things will change. So as a company, either you completely moving out to the next new idea, or being able to sell and then go do something or improvise that idea is a constant struggle. That can happen with the real-time feedback that you can get today. It was a much more painful process earlier, but now what we call as a growth loops.
Okay.
You get a feedback, you improve on the feedback and move to the next thing.
So thank you, Bharath Garu, to have in our show, and it's a great conversation, and it's one of the coolest founder I met.
Thank you.